All right, hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 for me to cast today. The game number 2 gonna be between Spiral and pcg123. pcg123 spawning as the red undead over here on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top left, we have Spiral spawning as the blue orc. Things are opening up rather nicely. I'm waiting to see if there is going to be an early barracks. And if there is an early barracks, well, I still don't know anything as of yet. I have seen Farseer first when there is no barracks. And on a map like this where Lightning Shield is cast by this Renegade Wizard, you can go for Shadow Hunter first. One thing I also wanted to add, if you guys haven't seen the WarCraft 3 Reforged, the Shadow Hunter animation for Serpent Wards, I absolutely love. They look beautiful. They do look like giant serpents sitting on a ward dealing massive damage, and they are very threatening indeed. Is it going to be... No, it is going to be Farseer. All right, so Farseer coming in here. There is that barracks as well. And this may translate into a very fast tech to tier 2. He may even forego that Voodoo Lounge. Wait, no, going for a second Orc Burrow? I am not quite sure if I know Spiral's build at this time. Normally, you try to stay at 20 supply and then go for a very fast tech to tier 2. It is going to be the Farseer. Meanwhile, it is going to be going up against, I gotta believe, a Death Knight. Anything other than a Death Knight, well, Dreadlord has become a common strategy. Lich may be in a mirror match, but that is pretty much it, as the Acolytes and the Peons are just trying to do a little bit of a battle here. And, well, it looks like this Peon going up against this Acolyte is playing a game of, well, Sim City, saying you can't engage, you can't build anything because I am so close by. All right, Farseer going to try and engage against the Renegade Wizard. You can take a look. Acolyte's going to try and engage those creeps. There it goes. There's the quick purge, as it may try and steal the Mercenary, perhaps try and take a Forest Troll Shadow Priest. All right, going to continue to engage here. There goes one Spirit Wolf, now getting taken down. There is a purge onto the other, and who is going to get that last hit on this Renegade Wizard? That is going to be key. Farseer, is he going to get the experience? Gonna cut it very, very close, trying to get that last shot. Death Knight could come in with the Death Coil. No, does not get it. Potion of Greater Mana now dropped. Death Coil onto the Grunt, and Spiral is gonna have a very, very bad day. Grunt trying to hide in the corner, but at the very least, he is not going to be giving experience to his opponent, as the Death Knight is not yet on the board. Spiral seeing that 20 over 30 supply once more, compared to, oh wow, a beautiful surround with 3 units, as this Grunt could end up getting taken down. Let's take a look. No Acolyte getting chased back down across over here. We're going to take a look. Farseer going to try and finish things off. This Grunt down to 130 hit points. One more shot. Oh, Death Coil to try and disrupt it. There is another healing salve, and the Death Knight is just too far behind. He's trying to go after that one Grunt. Grunt is saying, Farseer, save me, as the Death Knight is unable to get the necessary mana. Grunt down to 133. There's another shot right there. Grunt down to 107. There is another charge right there. Death Coil down it goes, but so does the Death Knight. All right, watching this game is making, yeah, and I gotta say, I know this isn't the highest level of play. Mistakes are being made, but it's also one of the reasons why people like watching like high school sports and non-professional sports, just because you can't always predict that everything is going to happen, what is going to happen and how it's going to unfold. Taking down 2 Grunts, but only getting experience for one of them at the cost of a Death Knight. But at the same time, I believe the Death Knight also died at the hands of an Orc Burrow, and because of that, there was a denial on experience. That is a big question right there. Farseer is sitting at level 2, Death Knight sitting at level 1. Yeah, definitely not worth it. Now, taking a look at back across there, but sometimes when you are pot committed, at that point, burning the Scroll of Town Portal would have been horrible as well. So sometimes your hand's caught in the cookie jar, and, well, you end up losing the hand to get that cookie. All right. Death Knight gonna go ahead and try and engage here. Renegade Wizard gonna go ahead and wake up. There is a lightning shield being used right there, and that Death Knight most likely gonna try and get a death coil to keep this unit alive for as long as possible. Let's take a look at this. Lightning shield doesn't finish it off that Crypt Fiend. That is important to note. Thereby allowing the Death Knight to get a little bit more experience again. Gonna finish off the remainder there. And I gotta say, I gotta say, pcg123 a little bit lucky with that the lightning shield didn't finish off that final shot. All right, Death Knight now shifting back off to the north. Farseer making its way back over, gonna deal some damage to these kobolds. But is an expansion going to be set up? Yes, it will. We can take a look. An expansion is already underway. Meanwhile, the Death Knight of pcg123 looking like it will get to level 3 off of this creep camp. And it finally has the army that it really wants. Death Knight at level 3 with Crypt Fiends and most likely a Lich not too far behind. Let's take a look at this. No Lich as of yet. Death Knight sitting at level 3 though. Going to finish off the Kobold Geomancers and perhaps also finish off this Kobold Taskmaster. The low hit point Crypt Fiend not backed off. Skeletal minions now added in. Both sides going into their respective corners. It looks like the Farseer going to go ahead and aggro these creeps here. Tauren Chieftain may try to go for a stomp. No stomp, even though he is relatively surrounded, as the Dire Wolves going to perhaps finish off the remainder of this creep camp here. All right, there is that Ring of Protection. What did the Tauren Chieftain pick up in terms of item? A Potion of Greater Mana. He has taken a fair bit of damage, though, as the Farseer are now going to try and disrupt or stop all of these units coming in across here. Death Knight, let's take a look. Big stomp, trying to stop some of these units from engaging. Death Knight is here, though, as the Crypt Fiends are going to try to get in position and perhaps stop this Great Hall. There is another stomp once more, but it's not going to be enough, forcing the cancellation. Tauren Chieftain now looking to back away down to 120 hit points. Well, as we take a look at the Crypt Fiends looking to shuttle back again. This Tauren Chieftain has seen better days. Death Knight, however, not launching the Death Coil to finish it off. Meanwhile, looking to just continue to stop any development of this possible expansion. We look and we see that pcg123 is not looking to set up an expansion of his own. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain trying to fight his way back across over here shouldn't have that much trouble finishing off these skeletal minions, as it does still have a good amount of life, and then we'll be using a healing salve right behind it. Great Hall once again getting added back in. Meanwhile, Farseer sitting at level 3, Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 1, finishes off with an axe to the back, and now getting very close to level 2, but will still be just shy, as the Farseer did take some of that precious experience as well. Lich is out onto the board with an Orb of Corruption already in play, ready to go. Is a third hero gonna get trained up? That is the follow-up question here. Perhaps a Dark Ranger to allow for a lot of dark rituals off of the skeletal minions. Assassin will get finished off here in just a moment. That additional negative armor coupled with Focus Fire able to do wonders, as the Tauren Chieftain here finally gets to level 2. So far, 36 supply compared to 37. Everything is pretty much even. It is going to be a Pit Lord as the third hero. An interesting choice, as the Pit Lord is not your typical third hero in this matchup. Undead versus Orc. Normally, Dark Ranger is a little bit better. But then again, perhaps you want a Pit Lord in that front line to deal with the massive melee army that tends to accompany an Orc army. All right, Pit Lord coming across here is going to Howl of Terror. Going to go ahead and swipe through, deal a lot of damage. Pit Lord also much more effective if your opponent has gone for a Blade Master as opposed to a Farseer and a Tauren Chieftain. Units now looking to back away. You can take a look. One Destroyer is up in the air. The new Pit Lord has awesome lightning around him. Oh yeah, the new Pit Lord in the WarCraft 3 Reforged. Pit Lord now making its way back across over here. Going to try and poke apart this Great Hall. It will get canceled once again. Howl of Terror would work out fairly well, but it doesn't really shut down the heroes as much, as the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain do benefit from a lot more mana usage more than, say, the Blade Master does. All right, let's take a look at this. Tauren Chieftain will be able to get to level 3 off of this creep camp unless, well, nope. Scroll of Town Portal first. There, gets to level 3. We're going to see him teleport all the way back. He's going to be able to pick up the item. No, he is not, as we see, well, a quick takedown onto that Raider. Howl of Terror in that front line location, followed by a Stomp. Both sides suffering heavy debuffs as the Tauren Chieftain, well, Chain Lightning Stomp to try and finish off more units. That Stomp just dealing so much damage across the board. Another Crypt Fiend could get taken down. There is a 400 hit point heal, but it still may not be enough as that Crypt Fiend does go down once again. Tauren Chieftain trying to get into that front position, gets in another big Stomp, but only hitting heroes this time around, not hitting any other units, thereby making for a longer stun. There goes a Raider. Howl of Terror once again being used. Tauren Chieftain now using the Potion of Mana. There is a Stomp once again. More units getting, well, stopped in their tracks as a Grunt could get taken down. 41 supply compared to 45. Both sides still fighting their way through. Spiral making its way over with his army to perhaps, yes, throw down another Stomp. Multiple stomps shutting down the heroes, taking down an Obsidian statue as we see an Ensnare go down onto a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend, well, Frost Armor to quickly perhaps try and recover and salvage that unit, but still not going to be enough as the Feral Spirit Wolf gives that final shot there. Tauren Chieftain low on mana. What is going to be the follow-up play? Destroyer down to 10 hit points. There it goes. Finally getting taken down as we now see some chasing lying in wait. Tauren Chieftain has Vampiric Aura, has the Corrupt of Vitality, but you got to remember the Tauren Chieftain is now out of mana after using a Potion of Greater Mana, even though it only had a maximum 255 mana overall. I'm pretty sure that the Tauren Chieftain would have rather waited for, well, a better opportunity to maximize its mana usage, but he was still able to do a lot of damage. We'll see if he regrets using that Potion of Greater Mana early later on. Pit Lord is sitting at level 1. Death Knight will get to level 4 right here. Lich is staying at level 2. Let's take a look at this. One Feral Spirit Wolf can easily get taken down. I believe it was actually, was it a resummon? No, it wasn't. Just focused down nope, not focused down. I take it back, down to 31 hit points, but able to get away. The Undead. pcg123, perhaps looking to set up an expansion here momentarily. We are looking at how much gold is left. 5,200 gold compared to 5,100. What is that? About 8.5 minutes left of mining as the Pit Lord, well, takes a big heal once again. There is that, well, that cleave effect damage attacking all of the units right next. Meanwhile, an Abomination has been trained up, and we are going into Disease Cloud as well. Tauren Chieftain comes in with the big Stomp already in position. And Lich gonna get Frost Armor, Howl of Terror, and this is gonna be bad news. Death Coil, Frost Nova trying to take down that Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast eats an Abomination, but could not eat and run. Chain Lightning bouncing around multiple units. Again, one Abomination in the back. Perhaps if it had Disease Cloud, it could have an effective slowdown across multiple units. That Abomination unable to, well, get and reline up with the rest of the party. Tauren Chieftain throws down another Stomp. There you go. Abomination is taken down. Chain Lightning takes down a Crypt Fiend as well as the Pit Lord. Perhaps going to try and chase after all of these units here. Howl of Terror coming across, affecting the majority of the army. Tauren Chieftain, Potion of Invulnerability just in time, down to 27 hit points before being able to escape back out. There goes one Raider once again. Death Knight perhaps going to be able to finish off some more units. There goes another swipey unit getting taken down. Lich does have Orb of Corruption. You can take a look at the animation. There is that orb surrounding him. So effective as that one Raider now looking to back up. All right, Howl of Terror. Not going to be used here. Lich now making its way back across as you can take a look. That Pit Lord looking to finish off the rest of the Renegade Wizards. Is a Lightning Shield going to kill? Yes, Lightning Shield takes down an Obsidian statue. Crypt Fiend unable to save that unit right there as the Pit Lord now with the Ring of Regeneration making him that much more difficult to finish off. The Pit Lord, this Howl of Terror naturally gives him a little bit more survivability as long as the units around him are not taking, or, well, as long as the units around him are debuffed. Spiral sitting at 51 supply. He is in low upkeep hell right now as we are looking at the, well, peons working back and forth. It is 2 bases to 1, but 14 gold a second compared to 10. Now, Pit Lord will be able to get to level 3. Death Knight is at 4. Lich is currently sitting at 3, going up against a level 5 Farseer and now a level 4 Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain up to 285 mana now, leaving behind a, well, nope, not leaving behind a Tome of Knowledge, finally getting up to 300 mana. Pure of Vitality getting here, ready to go. Let's take a look. The majority of the creep camps have now already been cleared out, so if you want to gain experience, you pretty much need to engage and try to take down your opponent. Meanwhile, these Spirit Wolves are currently invisible, very difficult to take out unless they are attacking somewhere. And where are these Feral Spirit Wolves going to go next? Shadow Wolves, so effective, as you now see this haunted gold mine, well, about to be completed. Logarithm, thank you for the follow. As we're taking a look, Spirit Acolytes here. Acolyte down to 121 hit points. They are, were they resummoned? Not quite sure. Wind Rider is going to go ahead and engage. As you see these Spirit Wolves now resummoning. Looks like 90% favorite Orc win. Let's take a look at this. It is 60 supply going up against, let's take a look. Only easy way, 50 supply. So 60 compared to 50, we are going to be looking at a Death Knight. That is just an illusion, though. Going to easily get finished off. There was an ensnare, but that's pretty much all there was there. Acolyte. These Acolytes could end up getting taken down. Let's take a look. A couple of key shots already getting underway. Feral Spirit Wolf trying to get finished off. Death Coil does save it, as the Spirit Wolves now need to, well, go back. Using 75 mana to save an Acolyte at this stage and point in the game, as we are taking a look at more Ziggurats getting added in once again. No easy way to keep track of any of these buildings. Perhaps a Shade could perhaps open things up once again. The Spirit Wolf going to go after this Acolyte that perhaps doesn't have that Frost armor, but those Spirit Wolves do disappear once more. Level 5, level 4. Both sides sitting on 2 bases. Pit Lord with the Ring of Regeneration, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, Death Knight, and Lich. And the real question on who's going to win is who's going to be able to effectively use their levels. Right now, level 5, level 4 on the Tauren Chieftain. A level 6 Farseer isn't necessarily as scary in terms of growth as a level 5 Death Knight, as the Death Knight will get much more nuking ability. Let's take a look at this. Pit Lord is going to be able to go into that front line location. 69 supply compared to 57. 12 supply advantage for the Orc. And, well, with Wind Riders in the air as well, things could go awry. All right, Illusion. That is, you've been following me since 2009. Thank you, Logarithm. I have been casting since 2009. This is my 10-year, I guess 10-year anniversary for casting. And after only 10 years, well, after 10 years, I still only have 22 views on Twitch. Must be doing something wrong. All right, let's take a look at this. Well, that Shade does reveal it right there. Going to get taken down. A little bit of experience given. And now that, well, now that Spiral knows that there is a Shade in play, he's not going to be attacking freely with that Wolf as much as he would like to. SC2 and SC Legacy. Wow. Yeah, that's been quite some time. A big Frost Nova hitting the tailing end of these units here. Negative armor. Let's take a look. Are we going to see an engagement? Free damage being absorbed by some of that back line there. As well, there goes another Frost Nova. All right, anytime you're trading mana for units, as long as you're doing it efficiently, that does work out well. As we're going to take a look, Death Knight gets ensnared. Death Coil onto that unit there. This could be a problem. Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. Not necessarily the best trade. Taking down a Forest Troll or a Troll Headhunter for a Death Knight Scroll of Town Portal mod. We know when Warcraft level 6 Farseer maybe isn't as scary, but still strong. Level 3 Wolves and Chain is awesome, yeah. But the problem is how much mana can you guarantee on that Farseer? As that Farseer's effectiveness does drop relatively quick, but the Tauren Chieftain with that Stomp could also change things up as well. 10 years, my love. Thank you for supporting Warcraft 3 in the community. I do love this community. I think as the community grows as a whole, things will look better and better, especially as Warcraft 3 Reforged is just around the corner. I do like the fact that Warcraft 3 doesn't have quote-unquote photorealistic graphics. It makes Warcraft 3, the game, just age a little bit better. If you said, hey, I'm looking at a 15-year-old game that really hasn't had its... Well, let's take a look back across here. Well, Spirit Wolf now trying to dive in on these Acolytes. You can take a look. The Black Citadel is, well, going to pretty much prevent any sort of sniping there. But yeah, these graphics have not been updated for 15 years pretty much, and it still looks like a wonderful, beautiful game. Pitler going to go ahead and try and engage. There's a Howl of Terror. There's a Stomp. There's the Chain Lightning that we were talking about. Death Coil saves a Crypt Fiend in that front line. Scroll of Speed trying to be used, trying to do a little bit of flanking. Tauren Chieftain in that front line, putting his foot down. And Daddy Tauren Chieftain doing large amounts of damage and enabling free damage as well. Tauren Chieftain puts his foot down once more, unable to get that back line of Crypt Fiends. Meanwhile, Obsidian Statue getting taken out, and Spiral seems like he has reached the tipping point in terms of just being able to eat through many of these units. All right, Abomination gonna get focused down here. Spirit Wolves trying to fight back. Crypt Fiends are falling back. 56 compared to 75 supply. Howl of Terror once again being used, but unable to hit that back line where the Troll Headhunters have the majority of that damage. Kodo Beast is eating up an Abomination, but it quickly gets Reversal of Fortune as the Kodo Beast dies. All right, quick reveal right there to try and perhaps find that shade. Death Knight says, you know what, I really do not want to be anywhere near here, as Abominations and Crypt Fiends, wow, a 9 hit point Crypt Fiend able to head back. Has a release date been announced? I do not believe so. We do know that I believe there was information about WarCraft 3 Reforged in the launcher, and something said, and some of the assets were labeled week 0. So week 0 generally means in preparation for the eventual launch, and I wouldn't be surprised if right before BlizzCon or day of BlizzCon we are able to play some WarCraft 3 Reforged. Nice to catch you live. You are great. Do you have a nice moon match for us? I do not have a nice moon match for you guys, at least not today. All right, a little bit of break in the action. Both sides going to their respective corners, healing back up. We are looking at heals as well. Shadowhunter getting added in, a third hero at the 22-minute mark by Spiral. This is one of those situations where Spiral is, and he knows that the Shadowhunter is a big liability with the Death Knight and the Death Knight and the Lich at such high levels. The Shadowhunter is a prime target to just get nuked down. But at the same time, in the same way, he thinks that he has enough of an advantage that if the Death Knight and Lich perhaps try and focus down the Shadowhunter, the other remaining army is able to carry it through. All right, it looks like I might have to do a third game today. I did get up to 28 viewers, and a promise is a promise, so I'll be on the lookout for a third game. When I saw Shades, I thought in level 6 you may Farsight or reveal Burrowed Crypt Fiends. Yeah. There's going to be another one since it got up to 28 viewers. Death Knight does have an Ankh of Reincarnation. It looks as though pcg123 is just trying to build up his army for one last all-in push, going up against the level 5, and level 1. The hero advantages, 2 level 5 heroes, very, very big deal. Level 3 abilities are powerful indeed, as the Shadowhunter right now going up against, well, a level 1 apprentice wizard. Need to vote for another one. Well, the Death Knight having the Ankh is pretty safe, just because you know that the Death Knight can always heal the Lich. But there is nothing really out there except the Obsidian statues, which don't necessarily burst heal to try and keep that Death Knight alive. The Death Knight also ends up in that front line a little bit more as it tries to keep track of everything. You can take a look. The Spirit Wolf, well, completely invisible right now. Need to vote for another one, please. Yeah. All right, let's take a look back down across here. Nerubian Tower, Spirit Tower, mining just under. Not engaging at this time, perhaps trying to get the right combination of items. The Shadowhunter really feels that he is under leveled at this point, but there's not much that can be done. Perhaps the Pure Up to Vitality could be given to the Shadowhunter, but then you make your Tauren Chieftain a little bit weaker as well. But that's what the Shadowhunter is there for. The Shadowhunter is there, and if he is alive and continually healing, waving the Tauren Chieftain, that is more than the 150 hit point bonus that the Tauren Chieftain would normally get. All right, does the Lich really have plus 20 damage? Yeah, plus 20 damage on the Lich between the Claws, the Robe of Magi, Mantle of Intelligence, and Orb of Corruption. So that Lich's auto attack is also very scary indeed. All right. Yep, plus the negative armor. All right, Banshee. All right, Mass Banshee coming in from Spiral. And this could be absolutely key here. All of these Banshees with possession could change things around. Let's take a look at this though, but this is an army of Troll Berserkers. Troll Berserkers have very high ranged damage. It is slow, but it is ranged damage too. The fact that the Banshees can, anti-magic shell? And perhaps anti-magic shell enough of the army to perhaps negate the chain lightning and also those stomps. Possession could be key. It could be not. Maybe the mastery is only there to just try and get more mana onto these units to maximize the amount of anti-magic shell. We saw how effective anti-magic shell was in an earlier match on my channel, as we are taking a look at, well, Shadow Hunter. All of these units are here ready to go. 2-1 upgrades. There is the anti-magic shell army going across all of these units here. That is absolutely scary, knowing that even if the Tauren Chieftain dives on in and stomps, it's not going to be able to do very much of anything. Spirit Wolf now making their way through. Let's take a look at that. Obsidian statues, acolytes perhaps being brought over. Are they going to try and mine this gold mine here? Yeah, they are going to try and mine this gold mine here. Set up a third base. Shade is in position. Let's take a look. Death Knight now going to try and get in position. There's a Howl of Terror. There's some ensnares, but the army is just split up. You cannot have your army split up like that, pcg123, as the stomp does go down. It still takes the stun, but it does not take the follow-up damage. Tauren Chieftain in that frontline spot. Spirit Link cast across multiple units, making it difficult. Scroll of Healing now being used again. Pit Lord, Burst Heal for 400. The Death Knight, the fact that he's not at level 5 is really making it so that the Pit Lord is having a difficult time staying alive. Howl of Terror, another Death Coil to try and stay alive. There is another Stomp right there. Chain Lightning resisting all of that damage. That Pit Lord should be dead. Another heal in that frontline spot. And remember, this is from a level 4 Death Knight, not level 5. All that focus fire right there. Howl of Terror. Death Knight with another Death Coil. If this Death Knight was just one level higher, this would be completely different. Death Knight now at level 5 is going to be in time. Yes, it is again. Back to back to back to back heals on that Pit Lord. And that Pit Lord is living up to his name as a tank. Death Knight now in trouble. He does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and an Ankh of Reincarnation. Trying to continue that fight. Howl of Terror coming in from the Pit Lord. Perhaps again as the 58 compared to 69, but it looks like Spiral is starting to take the lead here as pcg123 is in retreat. Death Coil saving another Crypt Fiend there, and the fact that the Death Knight didn't get to level 5 earlier may be the difference. New Spirit Wolves getting resummoned. This is going to start to eat through this, and unless there is a tragic turnaround, the Spirit-linked Troll Berserkers and gonna take the win, and it is the case. All right, Spiral beating out pcg123 after a long drawn-out battle there. Level 5 Farseer, level 5 Tauren Chieftain able to inch out the lead. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.